The following Facilities Management Insight was filmed at the NFMT Conference and Expo.
Your job as a maintenance planner is basically do everything, right? And this is the crime that we commit sometimes. We get very talented people that are very good at their job and very self-motivated and don't need a lot of direction and pretty crafty with the computer, and we put them out there, and because they're so talented, guess what we ask them to do? Everything. And then at the end of the day, when we look back and say how much of that time was spent being a real maintenance planner, turns out very little of it, right? We get pulled off in many different directions. So understanding where the maintenance planner fits in and what they offer to the organization, that's really a critical role. I think it's probably the number one thing that I see is we all know that we need a planner, and we put them in that role, but then the next question is, what are they doing for us? And we haven't taken the time to really define that very clearly and put expectations in place. I would propose this, that there's a way to measure the output of the planner. So if you look at the first one is the feedback. So I want to see, from the planner, I want to see plans. I mean, it's in the name. That's fair, right? We can make plans. And so there needs to be some quality to that plan. You know, they shouldn't be just one little bullet point, go do this. I want some instructions and some tools and materials and things, right? Safety information. So there's a quality aspect to that, and then there's a quantity aspect. So you see down at the bottom it says 2 weeks of waiting for scheduling backlog at all times. So what that means is from our maintenance planners, I'd like to see enough work that if I put my entire workforce to work today, without adding anything else, it would take them 2 weeks to finish it all. Okay? And the idea that it says waiting for scheduling, that means it's ready to go. We could start right now if we wanted to. So the planner's done all their magic to those job plans. They've defined the procedures that we'll follow. They've got the parts on hand, ready to go. We've got a tool listing, energy isolation. So anything that needs to be done is done. And if we started today, then it would take us 2 weeks to finish that. So that's pretty easy to measure, right? You don't need much of a computer to do that. You know, how much work do we have in front of us that we could start today and carry forward? And I think that is the primary role of the planner, is to focus on giving that organization 2 weeks worth of ready work. So what's the benefit of doing that? If we have a list of 2 weeks worth of work that could be started today and worked into the future, that's planned and ready to go, we're no longer a reactive organization. We're being proactive about things, right? We can schedule our people carefully. We can make sure we get the most out of them. We can make sure that a lot of their frustrations go away. So that's where this wrench time that comes into play. So very, very important role for the efficiency of the organization is to have the schedule in front of us.